It's the Don't Make It Weird podcast with your hosts, Daniel and DINASAURUS.
Hello there. Welcome to the Don't Make It Weird podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Daniel Quigley, and we are the comedy storytelling podcast for the writing community, by the writing community. And guys, it's going to be a great episode today because you know who we've got, I'm not even going to tell you right now because first I need to go over who y'all are really here for, and that's my co-host. I am joined, as always, by the cool cucumber who always crushes cases of giant carnivorous worms, DINASAURUS!
Daniel?
Yeah?
If we ever do anything live in person and we're like backstage, like at whatever, like a Comic-Con or something, are you going to be sitting there like this on stage,
Yes.
like with your head down and everything?
Yeah,
like,
that's how I get pumped
and then just
up, man.
pop up as though nobody can fucking see you the entire time?
I mean, listen.
Because we can see you the whole time. Just because you look down doesn't mean we can't.
No, it's the oldest thing. If I can't see the audience can't see me.
It's the Ostrich
tracks.
Effect, right?
Exactly. No, listen. If we ever do like a live show, Dina, I'm gonna like throw a smoke bomb down and appear out of the smoke.
Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll throw firecrackers at you to make it even more exciting.
Oh my god, that's dangerous, but I'm also strangely in. So, I mean...
Oh my god, how sutilating.
how sutilating, our favorite made-up word. All right, guys. Dina, are you ready for this? Because I know what the British accent...
Y'all ready for this? Sorry.
I know what the British accent does to you, and I just need to know that you're emotionally prepared.
I'm prepared.
Okay.
Maybe.
Because our guest... No, we cannot be indecisive. This whole episode is not about being indecisive. I need decisiveness.
I wasn't trying to be. That just kind of happened.
So guys, our guest this week is a university graduate in writing and English literature, a community manager and marketing assistant, a video game enthusiast, and a lover of both horror and comedy. His brand new book, Scourge of Elders, is available for pre-order now. Thomas E. Staples, what's up, man?
Hello. That was amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, we're here for it. But I just like, so I know that you also do a podcast. You have the Stuck in a Lift podcast, which you guys need to check out. But you have like the most relaxing, like narrator voice. Like, is this just common to England, or is this just like? Because I feel like all of our British guests have been like, I just want to listen to you talk.
They're just level-headed people.
That's the first time I've heard that about British people, in all honesty, is that we're level-headed.
Wait, really? I feel like everybody's just so like calm and like.
Listen.
Oh no,
even
that's because that's because they have an incredibly negative outlook on life. So because they already just think that everything's going to go to shit.
No, I think you're thinking of the Irish, buddy.
Let me jump in for a second. As someone who's been like very, very good friends with an Englishman for like 20 years. He'll tell you as a transplant from England to California like 20 years ago, people just treat him like he's intelligent just because of his accent. And he's like, it's one of his biggest assets as a transplant to America is that he's immediately looked at like he's smarter just because of the sound of his voice. It's just because we're dumb.
Like a very.
That's all.
I'm a very dominating person, and like I usually command the room. But like a second a British person enters the room, I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're
whatever you want to do, I will follow
My
you.
liege.
It's weird because
Staples, if you ever just go on.
No, I was just going to say is when people say anyone who thinks that British people are like level-headed, you've clearly not seen the photo from the last World Cup where the guy had a firework up his bum. That's not.
Okay, but here's the thing. I've known 3 people personally that have tried to shoot firecrackers up their butts. So
what the fuck?
America.
That's Florida. That's Florida, baby.
More dumb.
That's the most Florida answer. So it's like the people that Staples is like, yeah, no, we got like one dude that look at this. He tried to stick it, and
3.
Dina's like, yeah, okay, that's just everyone in Florida though.
Right, like did you guys ever hear about that guy in the news that tried to stick the pressure washer up his butt and killed himself?
Homemade enema? Is that what that was?
Goodness.
I get so sad. But you know what's going to make me feel better? Yeah. You know what's going to make me feel better? because we've got a third member of our team, and guys, he's on the hunt after guests. Oh, sorry. Fuck. Didn't scroll down enough. Sorry.
That was beautiful, dude. Thank you so much.
Done.
That was my favorite one.
I'm doing
of all
this again.
time.
Producer
Jason, no, I'm doing this again.
All right,
You
go
will
ahead.
not. You're not going to cut me off, sir. In touch with the sound, he's on the hunt after guests. Smell like a hound, lost in a potato. He's hungry like a wolf. Straddle his time in Discord and Twitter. He's on the hunt after guests. Mouth is alive, eating liver because he ain't no quitter. He's hungry like a wolf. Producer Sean, everyone.
You know what? I was actually excited about you using Duran Duran, and then you had to bring liver into it and ruin everything. So thank you for that.
Could you fill in our lovely guest Staples on our fascination with liver?
Absolutely
Oh
not.
God, I really don't
No,
want
you
to,
have
but
to.
you know what? If you're really that curious, I'll send you a clip after the show. It's from the one with Stormy Lynn. It was her cringy copulation reading, and it was one of the most devastating ones we've ever had to endure. Thank you, Daniel, for constantly reminding us of it.
Do you like to eat liver, Staples?
Do I like to eat liver?
Have you ever?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I used to work in like a butcher's, so I used to have quite a bit of everything, really.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
okay.
used to like it too before this show.
It's good that you're not so attached to it, though. Like, you're okay with it, but it's not
Yeah.
like your favorite. That's what you're saying.
Is it going to
Yeah.
ruin my
It
life
won't
when
ruin
I
I
it.
needed to keep
read
that mindset.
No, if it was your favorite food, it may have ruined your life, but
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
yeah. No, it's definitely going to change your outlook on liver when we send you this. So that's just a tease for a little bit later.
Yeah.
As
So
we
before
get
we
into
move
it.
on, I want to remind the folks at home that if you hear this buzzer, that means it's time to drink. Also, we are playing Buffalo, which means we're drinking with our off hands. And today, Staples is joining us. He's right-handed, so he'll be drinking with his left hand today, along with all the rest of us. So
Indeed.
we're going to be watching out for that. And if you catch us drinking with our right hand at home, let us know on Twitter at DMIW Podcast.
Oh man. So Staples, I gotta ask, because last time we had on a guest from the UK, they dropped some serious knowledge on us about the types of animals that live
Bruh.
in there. What is the largest animal that you've come across in the wild?
The largest animal in the wild? I don't know. I basically live out in like the boonies at the moment, so there's nothing around me. It's just fields. I don't know. Nothing particularly
That's
large.
where the animals go.
Yeah, exactly. But we feel like there's nothing particularly big about the place. We don't really.
No,
have.
that stands to reason, because we were told that the red-tailed deer is the largest animal in England, and
I was going to say probably.
I just wanted to know what that was
That's
like.
all we've got. We've just deer. There's nothing else. To be honest,
It's so
with you.
nice for you guys.
Dina's like,
I literally battle not crocodiles,
Yeah.
alligators for
Dina's
fun.
smiling
like,
in
what?
crocodile right now in alligator.
It's
That's
in
I
my
love that
backyard
for
right now.
you. That's so
I
nice.
love
It's so
that for you.
nice.
Yeah, like I was just trying to see if
So
like
great.
maybe a squirrel was the most dangerous animal that you've come across.
Squirrel.
Or, squirrel.
Listen, those bitches see in like 10 times speed. We don't fuck with squirrels.
They do. Squirrels
Those
are
things
actually
will
pretty legit.
get you from behind from the tree. No, don't fuck with squirrels.
And listen, because here's the problem: a squirrel would not appreciate the other books in Thomas E. Staples' arsenal, because he's got out The Case of the Giant Carnivorous Worm, which we're going to be discussing today, and the follow-up book, The Mystery of the Mutant Water Devils. In addition to, he just announced Scourge of Elders coming out. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on, man. Like, how are you feeling from a creative standpoint?
Oh, just drained, to be completely honest. No, I mean, it went from a point where, so the first book came out and then there's a big gap. And then I released the second one. And then I released another one almost immediately after, in the grand scheme of things, while putting out loads of other stuff. Once you start, you
good pattern.
can't stop, really. If I stop, I might never start again, you know?
Yeah, you wouldn't want anyone to have to kickstart your heart. We're making 80s references
That
today.
was so
We're
stupid.
doing this. We're doing this. Dina, can I go first?
What? No. Oh my God. Why do we have to do this bit all the fucking time? This is the worst bit ever. I can't take this psychological abuse.
Oh, bless. But you know what? You know what will help? Today, Staples wanted to be an audience member for us, guys. So we're going to give him a couple of options. Dina's going to give him a couple of stories a couple log lines to choose from. And Staples is going to help us, is going to curate our journey into the life of Dina.
We can pick from the story about the poop in the pool, the time I stole trash, or how I told my dad I knew about sex.
Oh, that's a lot of winners. That's a lot of winners. That's pressure right there.
To be honest, they're all pretty great. The one
really can't lose here.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to say the one about stealing trash because I have a lot of questions. More so than the other two, probably.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna get back into that later. That's gonna be exciting.
We'll be right back.
Don't Make It Weird is proud to support The Dark Side of Purity on Kickstarter. The Dark Side of Purity is a 2-volume anthology of prose, illustrated prose, comics, poetry, and mixed media art brought to you by indie comic publisher Band of Bards. Made entirely by women and non-binary creators, this work addresses the harmful nature of society's obsession with purity and chastity. All profits from book sales will go to the National Abortion Rights Action League. The Kickstarter is live until July 8th. Fight against purity culture and the patriarchy by backing The Dark Side of Purity and support women's reproductive rights as well. For more information, go to the Kickstarter link below and be sure to follow Band of Bards on Twitter at Band of Bards. Both links are in the description. So, without further ado, are you ready to get loosened up, to get a little game going, man? Because our indecisive group is about to have to make some decisions. Sean, what do you got in the works for us today, buddy?
Today we're bringing back Would You Rather. And we're just going to go down this massive list that I found at parade.com and just pick random ones and let you guys have a quick discussion about each one. These are random hypothetical questions that I found on Google. I'll put the link to the article in the description and let's get it going. What do you guys think?
Sounds good. As our guest, Staples, you get to go first on the questions, and then me and Dina will follow you, man.
Okay.
And just as a reminder, these are hypothetical questions, so I'm not holding you to your answer. Like, you don't actually have to do the thing that you say.
Do the thing.
I disagree.
Absolutely
disagree. Yeah, no, this is a verbal contract.
Oh my God. All right.
Okay.
Would you rather hunt and butcher your own meat forever or never eat meat again?
Probably never do it again. Because I was vegetarian for a little bit in university, and I find murdering things a little bit sad. So I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
I can't answer now.
You got it, Dina. You're from Florida.
Dina was about to get her bow out.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
Dina, just,
I mean, I don't
just be
really.
True to yourself.
So I'm a little bit torn because I actually don't really care if I never eat meat again, but at the same time I feel like there's an off chance that, like, hey, what if I want some fish or like some venison or something, like, then I just can't have it. Like,
fishing's easy though, so
yeah,
you could say I'd rather butcher my own meat forever and just only go fishing.
Yeah, but is that considered hunting?
Yeah. How else do you hunt a fish?
Yeah, they're the same license.
Okay, listen. If you are going to spear fish or grab it by hand, I'll call that
Daniel's
hunting.
out at the lake with a rifle. Come here, fishy. Blub, 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 blub.
So my husband yelled at me because I was so fed up with not catching a fish that I literally pulled out a gun and I was like, all right. He got really mad.
Break yourself, fish. She's holding it side. She's got a handgun.
It's got sideways. Yeah.
I wanted a fucking fish for dinner. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna have to go with.
They have them at the store. It's okay.
Killing my own meat.
Your country is weird.
I mean,
yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, it's really weird.
Florida is the best example of what it means to be an American. So
yeah,
worst. He meant worst.
Yeah.
But, okay.
So here's the thing. I love meat, and I don't think I could survive a vegetarian lifestyle. but I'm also the biggest softie. I like living in an ignorance is bliss universe. Like, I enjoy fishing when it's catch and release fishing. One time my dad was like, hey, we're gonna, fish and cook it for dinner. And like, he showed me how to like clean it and gut it. And I was like, never again. I'm done. I'm too much of a softie, even fish.
He doesn't want to know how the hot dog's made, you guys.
Correct.
It's really gross.
Ignorance is bliss. That is my answer. So
I agree. Good answer.
I guess I'm becoming a vegetarian. Yeah.
That's fair. All right, next one.
All right.
Staples, would you rather have to talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader?
Oh, okay. That is a trickier one. I feel like it would have to be probably breathe like Darth Vader because my voice is like all I have. I can't really ruin that with the whole Yoda thing. So I'm going to have to go with making a really loud breathing noise every.
Do you want to give it a shot
seconds.
right now and see what it sounds like? Just try it on.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Which one?
Try not, do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah. Yoda us, baby.
It's just going to sound okay. So it's just going to, if it was just in my regular voice, like.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Is it just the cadence of the speech, like the order the words come out, or do you actually have to talk like this? Like
yeah, if it's just like well, hang on. Did we awaken something?
When I read the question, I interpreted it as the order of the words and not so much like the sound of his voice.
Oh,
yeah, you don't
have to just mix up the order of the words.
Oh, that's different then. That is different. No, I think maybe we could go with the Yoda one. But I know you're going to make me do it now, and I don't have the brain.
Now that door's open, like I need this. I need this in my life.
What's a good sentence I could jumble?
Buy my book, you will.
I guess, yeah, pretty much. Or it's like, make it weird, you will not. Something like that.
Hey, I like that.
Good. Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. By coming to America and having a British accent, you already are sounding smarter than everyone else out here,
It's
right?
true.
And now if you throw in some folksy Yoda-isms, like, you're going to be like, just, like, I don't know, like...
Elect him as president immediately.
Immediately. Get this man in the White House.
Okay, I'll be right there.
I can get you a fake birth certificate, don't worry.
I'm going to go with Yoda because I loathe mouth breathers more than anything. Any human trait, nothing annoys me more than a mouth breather. Yeah, Daniel, looking at you, buddy.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Looking at me. Anyone that's ever had to listen to any of our works with Rance and Bob and their uncut versions of me breathing, I already basically breathe like Yoda. Like Vader.
Darth Vader?
Yeah, Vader.
Yeah.
So
eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah. So I mean that's not a big jump for me. Like people already expect, they're like, yeah, Daniel's just gonna yeah, so and I've already got a wife, so she, at this point got a baby. It's too complicated for her to leave me. So the mouth breathing shouldn't, get in the way.
All right.
God, that was really sad at the end there.
Oh, shit.
All right. This is a really dumb one and possibly related to what Daniel just said.
Oh, God.
Would you rather have a South Park themed wedding or a Family Guy themed funeral?
This is beautiful.
Okay. I'm just trying to picture how both of those would function. I think a Family Guy themed funeral because I would know more about it, how it would work. I feel like I'm not very familiar with South Park, in all honesty.
Yeah, that's
fair.
Dina wasn't allowed to watch either.
I watched South Park in my room at like 3 a.m. with my friend because we were rebellious. What?
How dare?
Yeah,
that's about the worst thing you could have possibly done.
They killed Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Family Guy funeral only because if my funeral isn't an absolute joke, then I've failed at life. Also, shout out for anybody that wants to take up this mantle. When I die, if somebody doesn't walk in holding a sonic screwdriver and screaming, "This is where it gets tricky," I will be so angry. I will come back and I will haunt you.
Okay.
I'll be there.
That needs to be, somebody's got to do it.
Yep. That's
absolutely.
producer Sean business.
Does this mean for the Family Guy one, you'd have to get someone to come, like, you have to get the Kool-Aid man to come ripping, like, the whole fucking wall down just to sort of introduce himself?
Yes!
Oh, yeah! Just boom, into the funeral parlor. And then ceases a funeral and, oh, no, and then slowly backs out.
like just think about, like, what the preacher's going to be like, oh, you think that's sad? How about that one time that...
Oh, it'd be all flashbacks. Every gag is a flashback, right?
Oh, shit. I mean, here's the thing, is I feel like the Family Guy one is actually pretty doable because, like, again, it's just all a series of flashbacks. So if you get creative, like, you can just have constant flashbacks going, and it's going to be kind of like a sweet little, like, memorial, right? And over the top and goofy. The South Park one, like, there's going to have to be a song. There's going to have to be murder. A lot of farting on people. I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of moving parts to make that wedding happen. I feel like the Family Guy is
like a normal Florida wedding.
Yeah, it's a normal wedding. For me, like, I would want to mix it up and do a South Park funeral because I just want someone to kick the door down and say, "Oh my God, they killed Sean," and then someone else goes, "You bastards."
I love it.
No, but the humorous funeral thing, like, honestly, I don't really care for funerals because I feel like it's more for the living than the dead. But if I have to have one, I want it to be funny. Like, I don't want anyone crying. Laugh instead, you know?
Yeah. I'll go up there for yours, Sean, and just do a stand-up routine. Be like, this is what Sean wanted.
Hey, so airline food, what's up with that? Like, it's like the worst bombed stand-up comedy of all time.
Oh my God.
All right, one more, you guys. Let's do one more.
All right, let's do it.
Would you rather never get a cold ever again or never be stuck in traffic ever again?
Oh.
What do you think, Staples?
How's my immune system?
I mean, I'm one of those people. I don't tend. It's tricky. I feel like I'm ill all the time. So yeah, exactly. That's my thought. I'm like, I don't get stuck in traffic, and then bam, it's probably going to be the cold one. Having colds is really bloody annoying. To be honest, I would say it's at least when you, because even if you've got colds all the time, and then not good. Then you'll be stuck in traffic jam with a cold. That's hell.
Yeah, that is hell. Dina, what do you think, buddy?
If I never get a cold again, is my immune system okay for other diseases? Like, am I still building up, like...
I think the assumption is that you would just never get a cold again, but your immune system operates as normal otherwise.
Right. I'm going to go with never getting a cold again.
You know what?
In traffic, I can, like, listen to music.
See, I'm going to go with the other direction, especially because I live in the South of, America. There, we don't have public transportation.
Back up, bro.
He lives in South America.
You live in South America.
Brazil.
America. The southern United States.
Argentina.
He's Colombian now.
Nicaragua. First of all, Dina lives in the South. You live like somewhere like at the tippy top of the South.
No,
okay. You barely qualify as the South.
Get out of here. There's at least 3 states between me before we get into carpetbagger territory. But here's the thing. Like, there's no public transportation out here. Even in downtown Atlanta, nothing is close by to each other. You have to drive everywhere out here. Especially for me, I coach. Like, I have to drive all over this damn state. And can I make a confession? Guys.
This is the second worst bit.
I'm a little bit like Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where, like, if it's just like a little cold, I kind of like having it, because then I have an excuse to be really whiny and sad and just sit in bed and make my wife take care of me. And
oh, you're that guy?
Oh my God, you guys.
I hate that guy.
I just learned something. First of all, I would die for Cameron. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would absolutely die for him.
Yeah.
Secondly, I just learned that in other countries, they don't understand how our high school system actually works in America. And like, they really think that it's like in the movies, like with, you know, decorated lockers and like, you know, the hallway banter and stuff. Like, they really think that it's like that. Did you guys know that? I just learned that on TikTok.
Yeah, dude, I was just trying to sprint between classes, man. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
No
had like
decorations
4.5
in
minutes
lockers.
between bells to get across campus. So like there was no.
Did you use your lockers?
No, I had one, didn't use it.
No.
Yeah, I didn't
Just
use it
had
at all
a
in high school.
backpack with 80 pounds and textbooks inside of it.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
middle school is the last time I actually used my locker. Was middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
So,
sense. Do they have lockers in the UK?
I was just about to say we never had lockers, at least not where I went, and I don't think a lot
So,
of
like,
schools did.
Like from like grade 6 through 12 in the US, you have
See,
a
at that
locker for
point-
your book bag and for your textbooks and your lunch and whatnot. And you're supposed to like visit it in between classes, but like you really just throw everything in your backpack and take everything everywhere. Like it's
See,
not-
when the grades come out, like that is already confusing to me because we don't call them that. I know you call them grades.
Oh, well, you call
like,
them years, right? So it's still
we do,
like
and I
year
think
6
the number's
through 12
different
is like,
though. I think it's different because year 11 would be like.
What number do you go up to?
So you would go up to 11 for your GCSEs, and then you would go into like college or sixth
how
form or
old are
something.
you for year 11? Like 17, 18?
And no, you'd be I was
Could've been like
15.
You were 15.
Wow.
But I am quite young for the
See,
years I was in. But like you'd be 16, maybe 17 at most, but very rarely.
Wait, are you a child prodigy like Dina is? Because she like was in college by the time like most of us start high school.
I did skip a year at one point because I was doing well. That's
Prodigy.
about it though.
Prodigy.
so
Prodigy.
basically, Staples and I are gonna run the world now.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, makes
That's
sense.
what this
Yeah.
means.
President and vice president. Here we go. We're starting the campaign.
Let's go.
I'll be your Kronk. All right, I'll be your Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
No, you
Yeah.
guys ruined Yzma and Kronk for me. Fuck you guys.
Himbo
Oh, I
Incorporated.
Dude, listen.
That was the
There's no
worst.
way they weren't. Okay, Staples. You've seen Emperor's New Groove, right?
With the llama guy and the
Llama's
purple lady.
Emperor cartoon.
I don't think
Animated
I don't
movie?
think I have. I don't think I have.
Okay.
No.
One of the best animated movies of all time. It's fucking hilarious.
Probably the most underrated Disney film
Yeah.
ever.
Yes. Highly recommend you watch that. Then I'll have to skip the next question, so we'll move on because
Yeah, we have
Oh.
to scratch off like 8 of the interview questions because they were all
God damn it.
related
All
to
Emperors.
Emperor's New Groove.
Bullshit.
yeah. You know, and listen, guys, we're gonna
darn.
we're gonna have to take a 2-hour break so that Staples can go ahead and
Yeah,
watch
let's do a
that.
live screening right now, everybody.
Right now.
This has been Would You Rather.
All right, here we go. Do you want to just do a
don't remember
dramatic
what part
reading
we're
of the movie? Like we'll do it like Michael Scott style, where he just does a whole one-man show.
A table read.
Yeah. We're all about storytelling here, and as such, we try to share a fun story each week. So without further ado,
It's story time with DINASAURUS.
I almost forgot what story we picked. I wasn't prepared. Okay, so I think I was probably about 10, I would say. And here in America, we have what's called the Dollar Tree. I think you guys call it like Pound Town or something really
no,
hilarious.
there's
What
no,
is it?
no, hold on. There is absolutely no way.
What is it called?
We call it.
Hold on.
It's 100%.
We call it. Now that you've said it, though, it is a bit weird. We call it Poundland.
See, okay, Poundland. See, I wasn't
One-way
that
ticket to
far off.
Poundland, baby.
Got it. We're all going to Poundland, baby.
So our version of that is called Dollar Tree.
Okay.
And back in the day, I don't know if they still do. I haven't been inside one in a while, but
Yeah.
on my way
you
to
haven't been
Pound Town.
On my way to Pound Town.
Okay, get it together. They used to sell Barbies and like Barbie accessories. And I was at the store and I had just gotten a new Barbie from like the thrift shop and I wanted like some accessories, and my mom said that we couldn't afford any of the accessories, and so I got really upset. So I was like playing in the aisle with my Barbie, and she didn't have any accessories, so like I was just waiting on my mom, and
So she was just waiting to get to out of Pound Town, huh?
Yeah, Mom was wandering around Pound Town. And when she finally came to like get me and was like, it's time to go, I wanted the accessories still. And she said no. So I grabbed them anyway.
Dina Fur.
Yeah. I grabbed them and I put them in my little purse and walked right out of the checkout and didn't say anything until we got home. And then I went to my room and I was playing with my new Barbie accessories. And my dad walked into the room and he was like, where did you get those? What are those? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, immediately breakdown, confessing I stole them. And my mom came in and she was like, oh my God, I didn't even notice that she did this. So she makes me go back to Pound Town, Poundland, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So we walk in and I'm crying. I've got the accessory, like a handful of accessories in my hand.
What were these accessories? Like what were?
We're getting there, Daniel.
Oh, so sorry.
So
yeah, okay.
they're in my hand. And we go up to the cashier and my mom makes me confess and like, I took these and blah, 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 and like, I'm just crying and like, she's gonna make me give the lady money and give them back. Like, I can't even take them home after I give them money.
Shame.
So yeah, ding, 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 ding. So the cashier looks at me and she looks at what's in my hand and she goes, that's not a product that we sell here. And my mom was like, what do you mean? Like, we've only been to one store. And she goes, those are the cardboard cutouts of trash that like go to like some of the coloring books and stuff like that. so the one time
twist.
that I actually stole something, I was just stealing trash.
You just stole straight trash.
I was like, when's the trash coming in?
Yeah, so it was like a little mini like cardboard wand.
Like,
for,
was it like a
that was
paper
Barbie
doll
size.
accessory situation?
Yeah, basically.
Sean, you still have the
But I took it
mic
for my
on.
Barbie.
Still Overlord Sean.
Yeah, still.
Oh, yeah, because I had to do it twice.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
That
So
happened.
did you get to
Thank you for telling me this time.
Did you get to keep the trash?
No, she made me throw it away anyway, just as
fuck.
punishment, so that I would never forget.
Oh my God.
Listen, that guilt would have gotten to you either way.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I didn't want you to be a trash thief. My goodness.
So
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
So what would a British Pound Town employee say when provided with the same situation? Because we talk about the British politeness here.
Mm-hmm.
Poundland.
So we're in Poundland. Poundland.
Yeah,
Very
sorry.
big
Yeah.
difference. Everyone,
Important
any
distinction.
British people listening, we've all been to Poundland. Okay, it's where you get like just any sort of cheap shit.
Yeah, it's
that you
like
need.
Dollar General
Careful.
or Dollar Tree over
Yeah,
here.
it's literally our Dollar Tree, yeah.
We have other ones.
Sean,
but
could you clip that for me?
Yeah, sure. Boop. Done.
Don't clip that.
Just
We
so
have
you
other ones like
I never actually clip anything Daniel asks me
Yeah,
to clip. I
no,
just
he-
kind of
Okay,
do a booping
okay, that's
noise
good.
and tell
He
him it's
didn't
done.
realize until recently, though.
He's been
This
asking
is
for
true.
clips the whole time.
He literally,
Yeah, for
yes,
over
I've
a
been
year,
doing
yeah.
it for. You guys not
So-
a single one.
I can't be honest. I haven't stolen any trash from Poundland, but I imagine it's very much a situation where they'd be like, I don't want to deal with this. It's more of like, just do what you want. If you came
Like-
in and you had rubbish, you'd be like, just whatever. Even like,
Just leave, please.
because
Just
we,
get
You
out.
did them a favor.
I
you took
imagine
the
it's-
garbage out, you know? Like,
yeah, it's like it saved me a trip to the bins. I don't know. I imagine it's probably the same in the US, but when people are actually like
Mhm.
nicking stuff, it's very much like just don't. engage with them at all.
Oh yeah.
Just maybe remember their face, and then it's not what you don't want to get murdered over some pencils.
For here, it's more of an insurance thing. I worked in retail management for many years, and you're essentially just supposed to let someone shoplift if they're trying to shoplift, and then just try to stop them from re-entering the store again in the future for insurance purposes.
Yeah.
Like, if you try to chase them down, you're not covered by insurance, and they could like sue you if you hurt them trying to apprehend them because you're not like a police officer. Like, it's even worse here, I imagine, because of all the stupid red tape involved.
Yeah, but also everyone out here is armed. So, really, like, why does store security need to do it when we got like 20 cowboys ready,
It's true.
Do you know what's bugged me about this? This reminded me of a story about when I was working as a supervisor.
Tell a story, yes!
Double it up! I want story time!
I'll tell the story. This is double story time. This is an
Hold on, Tom. Sorry, Staples. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's story time with Staples.
Brilliant. Okay, so to set the scene, I was working as a supervisor. I was at university. I'm not going to say which store. I don't want to get in trouble. But it was in a very bad part of where I was living. An extremely dangerous, unpleasant road where a lot of bad things happened. It wasn't. No, it was not.
So no one was going to Pound Town, right?
Well, who can really say? But no one was going to Pound Land, is all I mean.
Sorry, Pound Land. My bad.
And so this was a time where you could go like across the street and get lunch or whatever. And when I came back, they said that someone had tried to rob the store opposite. And when you were talking about guns, of course we don't really have guns. Someone went in with a fake gun and like a hockey mask. And they went into like a discount drugstore basically, to maybe like get some money from the till or whatever. And so the whole thing apparently happens is that the police aren't really they didn't bother. They were like whatever. But there was security in a few buildings down that came over to deal with it. And he's waving this fake gun around, and he says, and they're like, if you don't drop that, I will tase you. And the guy's just like not interested. He's waving it about still like crazy. And then he says, he's like, this is your last warning. I'll tase you if you don't drop that. And he didn't drop it, so he tased him.
Oh shit! You guys see that live?
He got just like completely down.
Fucked up
and that
right
was
there.
That.
Oh my god.
Problem solved.
Sorted it out. Yeah, sorted it out.
So that was.
I mean, sorry.
I
have
haven't been there
that
long. Yeah.
I have two questions because this might be the most clever thief of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one plays hockey in England. So if he had access to a hockey mask, immediately everyone would think this is a Canadian right
Serial killer. Oh, Canadian.
Yeah, I guess it was just the Jason Voorhees thing, right? They were like, this is a thing I recognize. Let me just bung one of them on. Although Jason Voorhees didn't have a fake gun.
Yeah. He used a knife like a man.
Can you imagine he's wandering about with his big machete and some bastard tases him and it's just over? Done.
That's it. The movie's over. Run the credits.
Roll credits.
There you go.
Oh my god! Hey, you need to incorporate that into book 3 of the Pendleton cases because I can just picture you got like the serial killer and it's just like, oh well, this was the easiest case that we've had to solve in a while. He's down.
Please let it be Anna. Please.
like I can just see the scene set like it's a horror movie thing. It's young couples running away screaming, guy with a hockey mask and a knife, and Anna's just like tying her shoes and she's like, oh hey, you guys good? All right, tased.
Except she calls him Gerald instead of Jason Voorhees.
Gerald Voorhees.
Calls him Gerald Voorhees. Oh shit, I love it. All right, man. All right, I need to know, Staples. It's time to get serious here. It's time to get. You ready? I need to know emotionally, physically. Okay. Because this is about. Do you have a neckerchief, a handkerchief, anything to dry up tears?
Any type of chiff.
Hand? Yes, chiff, indeed.
Yes.
You don't have to answer that.
That's true, though. I do.
God damn it, guys.
Oh, yes. Is it monogrammed? Is it monogrammed?
Well, it's just like a white sort of thing. I was worried I was going to get sweaty because it's very humid in the UK right now.
Oh,
I wasn't going to say it, but if you see me wiping my face, it's because I'm melting in this room.
I literally sit on an ice pack some episodes because it's so hot in this damn room.
And I make her turn the fan off because it's loud.
All right, so here we go, Staples. Here's the deal, buddy. I need to know if that handkerchief is on hand, because we're about to get deeply emotional here. We're gonna peel back the layers of the potato, and it's time for hard-hitting, deeply personal questions with DINASAURUS.
I feel like we need a jingle for this segment.
We really do. Like, we need to. Staples, can you lay down a jingle for us real quick, bud?
A jingle?
Yeah.
Just like okay.
Hard hitting questions with DINASAURUS.
Let's the voicemail. Let's start off with something really simple that like probably will get cut. But what are those animals that live in Antarctica that are like black and white and like they have flippers?
I know what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
This feels like a bait. This is a bait, right?
This is a pronunciation question, is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because you want me to say penguin.
There it is. Oh man, he said it right. Damn it.
You thought he was going to say
What's the
penguin,
wrong way?
didn't you?
Penguin.
Penguin?
Penguin.
What? I saw that on a show. Wasn't that on a show where someone said penguin and it was a big deal?
Yeah, it was a documentary that Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, he said
Cumberbatch.
He called it.
Benedict
He kept saying. He said penguin.
The patch
penguin.
Kids.
Penguin.
He
Yeah,
said
he had a
penguin.
G at the end too. Penguin.
Penguin.
Yeah, he's like,
Penguin. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Penguin. What days of the week are even and what days of the week are odd?
oh, good lord. Okay. So even. I feel like this is a trick question.
I know. This is tricky.
It
No,
really
it's not a
depends
trick
on what
question.
day you consider to be the first day of the week, right?
Because I would consider
Yeah.
Monday, so even would be like Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I?
Okay.
I agree
I
with
was
that.
Most people would-
prepared for
It's not-
shock
it's
horror
not a
then.
trick.
Incorrect.
So-
no, I'm kidding.
so-
It's
You're wrong.
The technical. No. Here's why you could argue that he is, because the technically, actually, Sunday is considered the first day of the week. Yeah, Sean, you muted yourself, buddy.
God damn it. You're supposed to push your glasses up the bridge of your nose
Yeah.
before you say, actually.
Actually, yeah, technically Sunday is considered the first day of the week.
Listen, you
Technically
do.
based on...
Wow, Jesus, Tina. Fuck.
Were you there when the
Technically.
Gregorian calendar was like put together? Were they like, yes, Sunday is the first day? And you were like, I'm going to remember that for a podcast later in my life.
I'm full of useless
Right.
information.
It wasn't that deep, guys. Jeez Louise. If you were a kind of soup, what kind of soup would you be?
If I was a kind of soup.
Mhm.
Oh. Oh God.
Ain't that stressful?
It's a weirdly stressful one. I'm gonna say cockaliki because it's funny. I like the name.
Gesundheit.
Wait, hold on a
What-
second.
What the fuck was this soup? And I love that name.
What is
Is this a
cockaliki?
discovery?
Do they serve it at Pound Town?
Do they sell cockaliki soup at Pound
Hold
Town?
on.
It's
I have no
real.
idea what you're talking about.
I sure
It's
hope so.
real.
Cockaliki soup. Okay, it looks like it's a chicken stock based soup with prunes,
All soup is
celery.
chicken-based.
That's not true. Carrots, leeks. Oh, there's the leaky. There's the leaky.
There's leaky. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, it
Is
looks
the
like
leaky
it's
like
a
an
traditional
onion?
Scottish soup. Apparently, okay. Chicken thighs,
I believe so.
onion, barley, chicken broth, leeks,
I
celery.
can't believe you've
thyme.
not heard of this.
Oh, so it's like a
before.
very brothy chicken soup, but it has
Alright.
leeks in it, so you call it cockaliki because it's chicken and leeks.
cockaliki. Yeah.
I love
Can
it.
you make this? Will you make this, Sean, and report back to us?
Absolutely. I'm the only one in my
My
house who likes soup, but sure.
My man.
There is something
Oh, thank you. Damn it.
I've always found quite
Sorry.
There's
amusing
only room
about.
for one Tom in this podcast.
But the way the difference between how I would say it and how you would say it, cockaliki,
Cockaliki?
because Because you kind of Americans kind of say
Kakaliki.
cock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we really
Oh, I'm
You have to,
absolutely
like,
doing that on purpose.
You have to squeeze it while
it's
you
a
say
hard
it, you know?
cock.
It's a hard
This is something
That's
very.
what she said.
You have to put hard emphasis on the cock.
Oh. Okay, no, I really need this. Right.
All right, Staples.
Yeah.
Do
Sorry.
you chew
Back to
your
being
pasta?
mature. Oh.
Do I what? Do I chew my
Wait, say
pasta?
that again. Do you chew pasta?
Do you chew your pasta?
Yeah.
Who doesn't
Right?
chew their pasta? Dina, do you chew
Do you
your
just, like-
My
pasta?
husband doesn't.
Suck it straight down.
chew my pasta. My husband doesn't chew his
He
pasta.
just
and
swallows
it's really
it?
creepy.
He just like
How does he not choke?
choke. He has to
Unhinge
only
the
have like
jaw
the
and the
fucking
whole
straight
bowl.
flat.
Is Tim half snake?
Yes, we just attach his jaw and just.
He's a boa, you guys.
So for anyone at home that is interested in dating DINASAURUS, her husband's probably going to choke on pasta at some point in his life, and she might be back on the market. So
Listen, Tim
Just-
is a very special soul. Okay, he also likes to. He prefers frozen French fries out of the freezer too. So
yeah, what the fuck, man? That's frozen
I think
chips.
he might
Frozen
have a
chips.
set of teeth going down his throat like a giant carnivorous worm might. You know.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
It all makes
Very
sense.
familiar.
Oh, good.
Oh god.
Okay. I hope you come with like opinions because I need to know your biggest literary pet peeve.
No soft
Oh.
takes here. We need Pound Town.
We're trying to
level
piss
takes.
people off, Staples. Okay.
Yeah.
My biggest literary hot take. Oh, I feel like it has to be specific, otherwise it's not going to be like cutting enough.
Mm.
It can't be general, can it? I'm trying to think. I'm pretty. Oh, I don't know. Like that's a really tough one because I'm
You
kind of.
have to have one. You have a whole degree in this
Listen,
shit.
if you don't come up with
Yeah, that's
something,
the
we're just
thing.
canceling the show. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a lot
Yeah,
of
listen,
pressure.
we're
We
just
might
gonna
be here a
voice
while.
dub you.
I did have because I studied a lot of like obviously for my degree I did loads of sort of full text and everything, and a lot of the ones, I mean, here's the thing, most people don't fucking read half of them. That was the thing, you would get to class and it's like who has read this book? Barely anyone. I think we got to Metamorphosis and I was the only one that had read it. So it's this very
man.
I know, and I love that book. Genuinely, I think is excellent. It's one of my favorites. So we couldn't have a discussion about it. It was just this whole thing of, well, nobody's read it, so fuck it. And
Oh. So just not reading.
That's
Okay.
fair.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Right.
I don't know. That's a hard one. I apologize. That's not a very interesting answer.
Do you have a life pet peeve that you could then maybe substitute in, like just something
Just like
in
a,
life?
a general personal pet peeve.
Yeah, fucking people who
Is it
let
about
the cling
breathing?
film adhere to itself. Does my fucking head in. Who like sort of when you don't put the cling film back and it sticks to itself. You guys know what I'm talking about?
What?
Please tell me you know what I'm talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are we
Yeah,
talking
So
about?
we would know, Daniel probably knows it
Cling
as
wrap.
saran wrap or plastic
That's the
wrap.
one. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And like, so what I think you're saying is like the little cutter thing, you like leave the end of it like across the cutter thing so that you can just pull more
Yeah, or
and
someone-
cut more, but like
Oh,
it'll stick
Or
to
they'll just take
itself
it
and
out
then you
of
have
the
to
little-
find the end of it and then
Mm-hmm. Makes me
yeah,
sick.
that sucks.
It's just the people
Makes me
will
sick
take it
to my
out
stomach.
and then just let it adhere to itself. It's like with sellotape, right? And you're trying to find the bit.
right.
Yeah.
Waste my time.
Yeah,
just
you
put
just
it
keep
back on the
spinning it
thing
and-
and pull it round the thing, and we'll get on.
I
fine.
actually love this. Might be my favorite pet peeve that we've gotten from a guest.
That's
I'm
a
not gonna lie.
great one.
It's my favorite, yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit. I didn't even think about how
Fun fact, though, you
infuriating
can
that
keep it in the
is.
freezer and then it won't stick to itself.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Was that a cling
Just
film
an
life hack?
If you put it in the freezer, it won't stick to itself.
Holy shit.
I
didn't
keep
know
mine in the
this.
freezer
But
so that it doesn't
but when
stick.
you go to
That's good
use it, you
advice.
want it to stick to itself. But like you don't want the roll to stick to itself.
Right.
This
So
is true.
So you have to like defrost your saran wrap.
Be sure to take your saran wrap out of the freezer 2 to 3 hours before you try to use it.
All right. Last question. Are you ready?
Oh my God, is it the question?
It's the question. Here's the thing, though. We need to prep you a little bit, Staples, because you have to have a strong opinion on this one. Like
stronger than
the other
before.
one. You were doing good with cling wrap. You have
Bring
to
that
have
cling
a strong
wrap
opinion,
energy.
and you have to back up that
Okay.
opinion. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You got this. Okay.
Game face stage.
What?
Game face. Hold on.
Take
Show me
my
your game
serious.
face. That's
Van Damme.
There
Van
it
Damme.
is. Van Damme.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
What is the superior form of potato?
Oh shit. Okay. Oh goodness. There's so many good ones. I'm trying to think. I'm going to be honest.
Pick one.
The
Die on this
superior
hill.
form. The
Yeah.
superior form. The best
Yep.
possible form.
Superior form.
Yeah.
Don't say jacket.
Don't
Like,
say
it's
jacket.
not-
Don't lead
it's
the
not
witness.
Yeah. Please.
It's-
Please. Objection.
Sustained.
I think
Okay.
it's going to be. Hold on. I'm going to get my hair out of my face. This is serious business. I think
Serious.
I mean, it's got to. I think it's going to be over here. I would call them oven chips or something to that extent. Quite thick. You call them fries, of course, but that to me is like. I mean, it goes with kind of everything, right? It's very malleable.
Is he
It's
talking
not
about the
like
steak fries? Ugh.
yeah. That's the
So
one,
like
yeah.
baked
Steak.
fries or like baked, rather than frying them, you're
Well-
talking about baking them instead.
I mean, I guess you could do either, right? If that's
What?
okay and within the rules, you can get ones
Talking
that
about
obviously
like frozen crisps from like.
crisps.
Right?
What?
No, crisps or potato
Okay,
chips.
so-
hold on,
Fucking thing?
Yeah.
hold on, Dina. Over the
Steak fries.
over there, fries are chips and chips are crisps.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh shit.
So like
I would
Lay's potato
prefer-
chips
So we're not talking
are
about
like
slivers?
Walker's potato crisps over there.
Are we talking about
Yeah,
discs
exactly.
or are we talking about sticks?
Oh, this is getting out of hand.
Listen,
my
there's a
goodness.
language barrier here that we just can't
You
get past.
could not
apparently.
have chose a worse question to go with our cultural divide.
This is like, well, this is our signature question that Dina has asked every single guest
Yep.
ever.
Some multiple times.
Yeah, some multiple times.
Don't come. No. Okay.
don't you go there,
Okay,
don't
here's
go
what
there.
happened. I was super drunk on a live show, and I didn't know that I had already asked Stephen Howard this question before.
Because we don't often have guests on a second time.
It was a stupid answer anyway, Stephen.
Yeah.
Anyway, Staples.
Staples.
hmm
You said oven chips, right? That was your answer?
Yeah.
Final answer.
Baked chips?
I'm just more referring to their superior form, not the method of how they're cooked, because fried would be better. But that's the
So
one I
just
refer to,
chips,
like
then?
steak fries. The chunky
Steak
ones, not the
fries.
small ones, because that's madness. Yes.
You want to
That's what I said.
good
Yeah,
girth to
Stevie
it.
Wildcard would be friends with you.
Very happy about that.
Okay.
Stevie, shout out Stevie and We Have Issues podcast and Anthony and all that.
Do
He
you?
said, "Okay, I don't care."
I have to quickly mention. Do you guys have potato waffles?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We call them
Yeah.
waffle
Oh, you do
fries.
have those,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are they
They're,
quite
they're a staple out here.
from
man.
a scale
Oh, fuck me.
perspective? What are we kind of talking about? Because I feel like we also have another version that are much smaller, called like waffle chips.
Okay, so maybe we're talking about two different things, but like there's waffle fries, which are kind of small and have like a waffle pattern.
Mhm.
But then are you talking about like putting some type of potato into like a waffle iron? Like a large, like a Belgian
so
sized waffle?
I'm starting to think you don't have the same potato waffles that we do. Basically,
Oh,
because we do
please
have the sort
describe
of
them.
Yeah, I'm
more
ready.
kind of sort
In
of
great detail.
intertwined pattern of the chips, and I guess that would be like the kind of smaller ones. That's sort of this is great for the fucking podcast. You can't see what I'm doing, but the like smallish sort of
So
ones.
for
but
the
with,
audio only listeners, just keep going.
I don't know.
Ignore
I
me.
don't describe it.
Shut the fuck up, Daniel.
Threw me off my potato waffle rant. But they kind of look more like the size of like a mobile phone with a load of windows in.
Holy shit, that's a big fry.
Why do I want to eat my phone now?
So
Yeah,
these are waffle fries in the United States.
Okay, those and if you could Google, you could look into potato waffles. It's going to blow your mind.
Potato
if you've not seen them before.
If it's not the size of my phone, I'm leaving this right now.
So yeah,
hold
it's
on.
some type of potato mixture that you put into a waffle iron.
No. That's if you want to do it properly. If you're a lazy bastard and you want to bung them in the toaster or in the oven, you see on the second row down, there's a few across. They look like a load of sort of ones stacked
with
together.
beans, that must be
very. A bit
together.
further to the. Oh, you were almost on it.
Oh, yeah,
Congratulations to the audio listeners who are completely not engaging
I love
with this
this.
segment.
That's what she said.
This is just as sexual as you think it is, audio-only listeners.
A little bit to the right.
but we
a little
have
bit the
to.
right.
Yeah.
We have to. Where is your mouse?
Bang it in there.
Oh!
I'm on the
You were on
bird's
it.
eye
It says
potato waffles
bird's
in the
eye
middle.
potato waffles.
Yeah,
click it. That's
These
the
ones.
one. Look at them.
Oh,
Wow, they
That's
That's
literally
just a
have
waffle, silly.
windows. It's windows.
They have
They aren't made in a I don't know where they're made, in a lab probably out of weird
Listen.
shit. But they
They
I mean, they're
did they
great.
come frozen from the store? Is that how they're so like machined and perfect?
they come frozen, yeah.
So y'all really out
Yeah.
here just like eating whole ass waffles that are like potatoes?
Listen,
that
they
sounds
look
so
like
good.
Windows, but they actually run on
Holy
Android. Okay, they're the size of a phone.
It is
that
genuinely
looks
like the size
actually
of a
amazing.
phone. They're good.
I've never been more in love with a country. I didn't think that was
So
possible.
I wonder if it's like fried mashed potato. That must be what it is, right? To
Yeah,
get
when
that
you get into
perfect
it,
uniform shape.
it has it's got the kind of like mash sort of
The mash
insides
texture?
that you've got. Yeah.
Have you guys seen those hamburgers that are like pancakes? Have you guys seen them?
Yeah, I hate it. I saw it on TikTok and I was disgusted.
I hate it.
They mixed
gross.
they mixed ground beef or minced beef, as Staples would know it, and mixed that with flour and cream and milk, and like made almost like a pancake batter out of it, and then put that into hot oil and like fried it on both sides like a patty and called that a hamburger.
Oh.
And I was so
looked like
revolted
sour
by
milk.
it. Yeah, and they said, "Oh, this is heavy cream," and it literally looked like curdled milk. Like that was not cream. It was chunky, you guys.
That sounds terrible.
It was horrifying.
Yeah, that's the nightmare right there. Oh shit. Well, all right, man. Staples, thank you so much for letting us in a little potato window of your life. And
Potato window.
so we're gonna switch over to the author questions and chat about your book, because you've got a bunch out right now. You have The Curious Case of the Carnivorous Worm and the Mutant Mystery of the Mutant Water Devils, and I mean, listen. When Rance, before we even got into these, and Rance, shout out Rance D. Denton and his Ragged Company, started describing these books to me, he goes, "Yeah, it's like horror and comedy and fantasy, but it's got just the sweetest love story of all time." And I'm like, the fuck is going on in this story? And my God, if it's not the most accurate description, and it's such a good book, talk to us about how your giant genre mashup just started.
So The Case of the Giant Carnivorous Worm, which is my first book, and also the introduction to the series and the characters. It was one of those ones where I wrote half of it because I was writing a lot. I was at university at the time. I was writing all the time, and I tried to write more seriously than I wanted to. Everything was very much like quite rigid sort of horror, and I was like, I'm not really enjoying this, so I'm going to write something a bit more batshit. So I started writing this big worm. I had this vision, not vision literally, but this idea of somebody inside. I'm like, could you write an entire book inside of a giant worm? And I was like, well, I can't because I didn't, but you could have segments of it within that, because I love the idea of this. How would it work as like an ecosystem and things like that? And I'd always had this character in mind, and I didn't know what to do with her. And it was this difficult situation, or I wanted a series. I wanted a detective series, someone who's a little bit off the rails and can do unusual things whilst also haunted by this presence. And to me, I wrote half of it, and then I stopped. I was like, maybe this isn't working. And then a year later, I opened it again and I was reading it back and I was just laughing my head off at it. And I was like, I have to finish it. So I wrote the second half and I went to, editors with it. And I was like, I'm just going to put this out myself. It's quite short. It's very niche, which is something people will say a lot about it. And I threw it out there and people seem to really like it. And that's the very scratching the surface of how it came to be.
And can I say before we go on to the next question that, guys, I absolutely just tested his British politeness because I butchered the crap out of his book title and he just went with it.
Yep.
Just let it happen. And
if you go back to episode 3 when we had Peter Sean on, the first thing he did was correct Daniel on the pronunciation of his book title. Hi everyone, but Daniel, you fucked up my book title. That's the kind of energy you need to bring to Staples. So
that's the
win,
scouse in
I don't want to say
scouse.
if. I don't want to say if because it's a win. If when Daniel messes up your character names, he will. Your book title names, he will. Just stop him in his tracks.
Purpose. It's not on purpose. I'm just a terrible person.
They're quite, long titles. I don't hold much. I don't blame you.
No, don't forgive it because he will literally. He has his book that's coming out has one word, and I am convinced that he's not even going to remember his own book title, and it's one word.
Nope.
Thunderstruck?
Yeah, you're going to forget it. I know you are. Or you're going to say it wrong.
Book 1 of the Cryptid Protection Agency. I've watched you try to pitch your book before. And it's like
I do fuck it up.
3-4 takes and then you get it right. It's okay. That's why we edit.
That's fair. I appreciate that. Sorry.
So first of all, I want to just say I hate horror, and when I first opened this up, I had to text Rance because I was like, Rance, what am I getting into? Because this opening paragraph is fucking terrifying, and I can't do horror. Like, Daniel's gonna have to carry the show, and I'm gonna have to sit here and pretend like I read it. And so first of all, fuck you for that opening paragraph. That was bullshit.
Yeah. How dare you?
The absolute nerve.
The audacity.
However, no, I actually do recommend this because it made me like laugh throughout those tense moments and everything like that. So as you were writing throughout, did you have to go back to try to like break up that tension, or was it just something that came to you naturally just because it's your inherent humor? Or
I knew I wanted it to be a comedy from the start. And it was one of those situations where I like horror and I like themes of horror, but I don't even really love the genre because I find a lot of it quite difficult and nasty to deal with. And I don't particularly enjoy all that. So I use it more as a tool. Horror and comedy work so well together, I think, because they're so extreme versions of each other. And so it was always like, and you can use comedy as a great punchline to a really horrific bit, and, in the reverse of that. But it was quite, when you say, there's a few people who know me. I think this is a book I was writing a lot of stuff that wasn't like me. And I feel like this was very much like me and kind of the stuff I sort of say and, things like that. But there were a few moments where someone who was my friend messaged me at one point and said, I like it, but I can't read this anymore. Because it was a bit graphic at one point. So I was like, honestly, I get it.
Speaking of, because in addition to the comedy and the horror and all of that, you try your hand at writing a very spicy romantic scene. Sean, can you check your cell phone text? Because I'd like you to do a brief reading of, because we're romance experts here. And
oh my God, Daniel.
I'm sorry,
Sean,
what?
I need you to just read one sentence for me, buddy. Yeah.
From what?
From his story, from The Case of the Giant Carnivorous Worm. This is a incredibly hot and
you sent me a
scene.
text. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Sean to yell at you later.
Just for the record, we normally operate on Discord because it's a primarily PC platform. But every once in a while, Daniel will be like, I sent you something. And I'm like, I didn't get anything. And then a minute later, a text message will show up on my phone.
I am shitting myself right now. I don't know where this is going.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is...
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, Sean, I need your deepest narration voice. Yeah, that's not
right. That's not right. Hold on. No, that's not right. Hold on.
Nope. Yeah.
No.
Yeah!
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Nope. Damn it, Sean!
Nope, that's not it. Hold on. I've got this. Okay, here it is.
Okay.
Chapter 17. And then they had sex.
Beautiful.
I
That
love
was-
you, said Maddie. Anna met her gaze, and at last, she said it back. I love you too.
Thank you,
There we
Sean.
go.
That's my
That was
type
beautiful.
of romance scene, honestly. I wrote that into my book too. I was like, and then they did it.
They
Yeah.
totally did it. No, I loved it. It was such a. Here's the thing: is I'm being silly right now, but it was actually really funny when I first saw it because like there was the whole buildup, and then you flip the page, and you just have that in giant bold text, and
Yeah.
I freaking lost it, man.
I think out of every segment in the whole book, I heard about that one the most. By far, people thought it was really good. And I'm like, I appreciate that. I'd never written any scenes like that prior to this. And in a way, almost didn't in this either. But that was kind of the point. And it's almost like a sort of, that's the classic trope, isn't it? That's sometimes what they call it, is the, and then they had sex trope.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let's just go full in on it. And people really liked it. And so there we go.
No, it was awesome. So real quick, talk me through the character creation of Anna and Maddie, because both there's
God damn it, Daniel. Why do you always take my questions?
That's why he asks if he can go first. That's your opportunity to say, no, I would actually like to go first, Daniel,
Yeah.
so you can't steal
Yeah.
my questions. Or
See?
or alternatively, you guys can get together ahead of time and be like, this is what I'm planning on asking Staples about,
No.
and then like
No.
actually
Absolutely
game
not.
plan instead of,
No.
naming out.
We're
This is
not
all
that
ad hoc
professional.
here. Sorry.
But yeah, so like Anna and Maddie are both, the, for lack of a better analogy, the Sherlock Holmes and Watson of your kind of Pendleton case, mystery. And, Anna is a little bit of a wild card, a little bit,
Yeah.
a genius that is a little crazy. And Maddie is, at first, it seems like a very kind of, best friend come along character, but there's a lot of kind of mystery to them both. Kind of talk to me about how you created them and just the kind of breadcrumbs you're leading to bigger plot points with these characters.
So out of the entire book, this is their story for the two of them, and it's meant to be this kind of introduction, almost like a pilot episode to what you would get on a TV show of like, here's who you're dealing with. And I've always been against the idea of essentially baiting people into that it might go a certain direction with relationships. So I was like, I'll just do it immediately in book one. And then that kind of leads you to more interesting ideas that you can go down in the future. And with book two, I think a lot of people's, not to spoil anything, but a lot of people's favorite elements in the next one were how that was developed, which I was really happy with. And it felt like it was worth it in the end to go through that. But the scene where, that happens was one of the first ones I thought of. It was more of like, how are we going to get to this point and then progress from there, essentially. Because I don't tend to start writing something until I know what kind of arc the characters are going to go on. That's the thing I sort of need to know before I think this is worth pursuing. And that was the moment I was like, this is going to be a person who is very unusual and does a lot of very bizarre things, but is going to appear as more than what they currently seem. And there's lots of hints in there along the way to kind of showcase that,
Yeah.
So would you say that you're more of a plotter than you are a pantser, or are you like a plancer?
So this I wrote without planning it. I don't say without planning it at all. I had this like a series plan, but I didn't have a book plan. I knew things I wanted to get done, and that was basically it. I used to write completely just free flow, just do it, on the trot. Now I'm a big outliner. I've completely switched. I really love outlining stuff now. But at the time,
So you're
no,
a
I didn't.
treacherous bastard. That's good to know.
I believe so, yes.
Treacherous bastard. So I guess I would say like the thing that is very interesting is, a lot of times I think that writers, especially in this kind of, you call it niche, but I actually think it has a lot of broad commercial appeal. This type of story, like you see them longer, but you have very fast paced, tight knit story that, it's always entertaining and there's never any downtime. What made the size format kind of appeal to you?
I think, and it kind of fit well with my style at the time when it was kind of like, I wanted it to be really fast paced and I never wanted there to be moments wasted, essentially. I kind of hate, the worst thing anything can be is boring, I feel like. Even if something is bad, if it's entertaining,
So would that be your literary pet peeve?
What boring
That
stuff?
Could be the literary pet peeve. Yeah.
That's your being boring. No, the downtime.
I think you could be... You could have something be downright awful, but as long as it's entertaining, I think I would enjoy it more than something that just is nothing. And I really like, I even say at the end, it's kind of like a book that's almost sort of thrown at you. That's kind of the vibe I was going for. This very quick, snappy adventure. You're in and then you're out. And I want to respect everyone's time that they're taking to read my book. And
that's what she said.
Oh.
Got it.
Good Lord.
Got him.
Okay, let's talk about what it was like so you kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but developing a character like Anna, who's obviously neurodiverse, and having like just bringing her to the spotlight when we don't have a lot of neurodiverse main characters in literature these days. So what was that like?
So yeah, I think representing it in that way is very important. To me, especially, I'm someone who is also very neurodiverse. And my thinking behind a lot of it was, what would make a different main character? You see a kind of lot of detectives and some of them kind of all blend into each other. When I was like, here's this neurodiverse sort of short ginger woman. And I thought that was not something you see all that often in that kind of genre. And so I'm kind of thinking about it all the time of how it's going to be potentially perceived. I very easily catastrophize, I can't say the word, whatever, overthink, where it's that kind of idea of this is all the things people could think of this, even if and I kind of think, okay, how can I avoid that and go down a different direction and make this respectable in that way, while also not making it seem phony, because that it's a delicate balance, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so guys, his writing is so just clever and witty, and we want to showcase a little bit for you. Now, as much as I'd like to, give you guys we already gave you a snippet of The Case of the Giant Carnivorous Worm, but he's got a new book that he just announced is going to be available August 18th. It's Scourge of Elders. And guys, add it to the Goodreads, add it to your TBR pile. Let them know that this is a book you're excited for, man, because this helps all indie authors out so much. And Staples, man, give us a little taste of what we have in store with Scourge of Elders.
Okay, I'm not great at readings, but I'm going to try my best. This is from chapter 4. It's a little bit of a ways after, so the context is that Jackie has been left stranded in this very just unpleasant world. So here we go. At a generous estimate, Jackie had less than a week to live. She'd taken a stock check, prying open the big panel to the storage unit inside the cargo hold. Crouching down, she crawled through into a tiny room that was stocked with food and water, enough to last her a month if rationed correctly. But food and water weren't the issue. The repulsor unit was. Bypassing the electronic lock, she popped the panel off too, and gave the inside the once-over, checking for those 3 circular lights. She didn't have a clue what any of that crap meant. It was always someone else's job to check the status of the repulsor units, and as such, she'd never learned how to do so herself. Inside the panel, though, was a small weathered leaflet with colour-printed diagrams and captions so that even a complete moron could pick it up in a jiffy. It took Jackie a bit longer than a jiffy, but she got to grips with it eventually. 3 red lights meant that the repulsor unit was compromised and needed to be replaced. 3 green lights meant that the repulsor unit required a firmware update, and 3 blue lights meant the repulsor was up and running. The 3 lights then, as Jackie was pleased to realise, were blue, but that wasn't what she was really looking for. She was looking for how much charge the battery had left, which revealed itself when she sat her eyes on a small QR code tucked away in the leaflet. "Scan the code, Swan," said Jackie, and scan the code it did. "Battery charge for unit 22R/J is at 100%, said Swan. What does that mean? The unit will have exhausted all remaining power in 2 days, 23 hours and 47 minutes. Oh. Chances of survival would decrease by 25% upon unit shutdown. Oh, said Jackie, more cheerfully this time. That's not so bad. What are my current odds of survival? 26%, said Swan. By my calculations, extrapolated from my most recent database update and contextual indications, you will almost certainly be dead in 2 days, 23 hours, and 47 minutes. Oh, shit. I am sensing dissatisfaction. Would you like me to run the numbers again? Will it increase my odds? Negative. Then let's just leave it, thanks. Would you like me to contact your next of kin whilst you prepare for your upcoming demise? Said Swan, sounding chipper. Next of kin could not be located. Yeah, no shit, Jackie thought, but didn't say. She died long ago. Let's just forget it, she said. I need to focus. Would you like me to compile a to-do list to help you focus? What? Priority number 1. Prepare for your demise, which will occur in 2 days, 23 hours, and 46 minutes. Stop saying that. Please clarify. Stop telling me that I will be dead in 3 days, Swan. It isn't helping. You will not be dead in 3 days, Swan replied. 3 days is equal to 4,320 minutes, whereas you will be dead in 4,306 minutes, or 2 days, 23 hours, and 46 minutes. Shut the fuck up, she yelled. Please. Affirmative. Entering temporary sleep mode. Lucky for some, but as Jackie collapsed her helmet back around her neck, letting her hair flow free for just a second, she slammed her head against the cold steel of the storage unit and screamed. The scream fell flat as soon as it left her throat. No echo, no reverb. She was in little more than a cramped metal coffin. And there we go.
Holy crap, man.
That was so good.
That was so good.
Bro, have you ever read the Aurora Cycle? Have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. I've not read it, though.
Read it, because it's a really good, clever, witty sci-fi, and that had like very similar vibes.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude.
definitely read it. It's a really good series.
I was cracking up, man.
Staples, have you ever considered narrating your own audiobooks, man? You sound great.
Holy shit. Yes.
Do I?
Yeah.
Dude, you've got such a good narration voice. Are you kidding me, man?
I've kind of considered, basically, to put it all out there, I do want to do a Scourge of Elders audiobook, but my main thing has been it's really expensive. And I don't know if I could do it justice myself, because it's a very long book and, lots of characters.
You could.
Yeah, you've got the voice for it, man. That was...
Yeah,
you should absolutely do that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to each ask you one more question about the book, and then we're going to get to our off-the-wall questions, and then... we're going to get to Cringy Copulation, and you probably aren't going to talk to me again after that, so,
Oh, boy.
Can I go first?
Oh, yeah. Dina, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I would love to go first. Thank you. So, you know what? Actually, Daniel, could you go first?
The bit! The bit has been achieved.
Listen, the bit isn't as good if you call out, the bit! It was the bit, you guys!
I just love it so much.
It just makes it worse. Like, I actually liked it before that, and now I kind of hate it. I'm on Dina's side now.
No, Sean.
Thank you,
No,
Sean.
it's still funny, Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So, one of the things that I kind of really enjoyed is the little details in terms of how
Your mom.
My mom is a saint.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
Oh, Dina, just keep this in mind next time you have a cringy copulation, buddy. So listen. Yeah. All right, so listen. You have a lot of really fun and entertaining kind of detail to your action and your fight sequences, just in terms of like everything kind of goes wrong all the time. The fights are very scrappy, usually one-sided, not in our humans' favors. And you even do little things like when you had I think it was Bob, he shot the gun in his car and immediately blew out his eardrums. Like, you had an understanding that you can't just, action fucking movie guns everywhere next to your ear. So kind of talk to me about how you...
Speak for yourself, bitch.
Except if you're from Florida. I apologize. So talk me through like how you kind of created, designed, and any research that went into your action sequences.
When it comes to action, I was always kind of scared, weirdly, of writing action, because I was like, something always felt like it was missing from my scenes. But same with action, as I did with a few like more fun sequences. To me, the details are what really make it. And so the idea of, blowing out the eardrums, for example, or something that I got a lot of praise for is very early on what happens with Anna's hand. That was a big part of it. And I thought that all these things make the characters. That's the point. One of my friends stopped reading, by the way. But that's kind of an element that makes these characters feel more. Everything is quite ludicrous, but if you make everything feel totally absurd, then you kind of lose what makes the action feel compelling. You know, sort of things need to sound loud or need to have impact and stuff. People need to be able to take damage, basically. It colors in a scene, I suppose.
So first of all, sir, how dare?
How dare?
How dare?
Dare.
How are you gonna justify the dog? How do you live with yourself?
Yeah.
How do you sleep?
Yeah. What is your
That's fucked up.
problem?
Okay, so I do love dogs.
Listen, Linda.
Hashtag.
I love dogs.
Hashtag Staples loves dogs.
Love dogs.
He does love dogs. Yeah. This did cross my mind because I was very much thinking nobody is going to like this because if there's a dead dog in chapter 1, and of course that didn't stop me, but it is very much in the situation of, I mean, the dog's already dead. Maybe that'll, relieve the pressure a bit.
Physically die on screen.
Exactly. It was technically dead just over there. You just couldn't quite see it.
Here, have this collar of your dead fucking dog off screen.
Yeah, the bedside manner of Anna is lacking for sure. Like she calls everyone
Honestly,
by the
no,
wrong
okay.
name, including the dog, and then she's just like, "I solved the case. Are you going to pay me now?"
That's literally okay, but okay. I had beef because Rance and Bob were like, "Oh my god, like Anna's so fucking unrelatable," blah blah, and I was like, "Wait." But I didn't think that she was unrelatable, so then I was like, "Oh my god, like, what,
Am I unrelatable?
am I the problem? Is it me? Am I the drama? Because would absolutely forget somebody's name, would absolutely hand you your dead dog's collar and be like, can you still fucking pay me? Like, totally relatable. And then I just kept thinking, oh my god, what? I'm the problem here. Oh no. Like, so yeah,
I always love to hear that, to be honest.
That was a problem for me.
Some people don't relate to Anna, and it was by design. I knew some people wouldn't, but I knew people that would really also get something out of it. And some people would change their minds as it goes on as well, which most people did.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So here's the time, man, where we're gonna get into the segment that Dina is always very prepared for, always very ready for. It's off the wall questions. Dina.
The segment that producer Sean almost edits out every single week. Off the wall questions.
Because it's so stupid and so worthless. All right.
Great setup.
Staples.
Mm-hmm.
The carnivorous worm is replaced with the Cookie Monster.
Just a giant
How does that
burly
change
Cookie Monster.
your book?
It's gotta be giant though, right?
Just to be clear, this is a giant, like,
carnivorous Cookie
rabid
Monster.
Cookie Monster. Yes, it's not like the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like you say the size of the worm? So pretty enormous thing squeezing through the underground.
Yeah. We still got the giant aspect, carnivorous, like all that nasty stuff, and like
it would definitely
fingers and shit like that.
It would definitely cause some issues with, because then my thought is, what are the other little things scuttling around going to look like? Because surely they're going to be affected by the Cookie Monster as well.
Gonna be little
Tiny blue fur balls.
Very little ones scuttling about.
Yeah, they have to, right?
I mean,
so you've just got a book full of mini Cookie Monsters, and then
just
like
lots
one
of very sort of blue, sort of hairy creatures.
People, right?
I think it could still work. The finale would be a bit weird, but you could still make it work.
You know what? I think we just locked in a second edition for Staples here.
Release the Cookie Monster cut.
Listen, we can't call it the Cookie Monster though, because then the Henson Workshop will sue Staples. So we got to call it like the furry
kind
blue
of that.
The Biscuit Monster
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the
Biscuit Monster.
Biscuit Monster.
Yeah, there you go.
Biscuit Gremlin.
All right. So normally my off the wall questions is going to be directed at you, Staples, but you wrote a passage here that I think is going to be deeply traumatic for producer Sean. So I want to read this to you, Sean, and just give me your reaction, your take, your feeling.
So we're not doing an off the wall question. You just made me prep for an off the wall question just to fuck with me. And now you're going to change the whole premise of the show.
Yes.
You dick.
And you want to read me an excerpt from a book I've already read? Okay.
Yes. Jeff always followed the mantra of, if it's burnt, it's not undercooked, and proceeded to crucify every meal until it looked absolutely nothing like what was displayed on the package. Sean, how do you feel about this? Yeah.
Traumatized, if I'm honest. Like, there's a fine line between golden brown and charcoal, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And some people like their toast like charcoal. I prefer it not that way. I'm just digging at Kelly. I know she's watching right now, so
but that's our executive producer.
Yeah, I was that was way worse than the hand thing.
This was the moment that Sean almost.
I almost did not finish.
Everyone's got a moment.
Yeah.
Glad you found yours.
But to bring it around full circle, Stapes, is this scene and this person who got food poisoning exactly one time and just burnt the shit out of this based on anyone that you've known in real life? Is there a story behind this?
Usually when there's stuff like this, it tends to be a very small thing I've noticed. Either I've heard from someone else, or a lot of the stuff I, to be honest, just make up. But I think in that situation, it was part of, I think when I was writing, it's in the sort of first half, which is when I got food poisoning from eating a burrito. So that's probably
Son of a
related.
bitch.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
That'll
do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's sure to give you some literary poisoning, my man. It's time. Every week, we celebrate some of the worst erotic literature in history, usually selected by the Literary Review, a British literary magazine, in a segment that we call Cringy Copulation. These are real excerpts from real books intended to be taken seriously. This week's excerpt will be read by Staples and is from Of Blessed Memory by ERICA JONG. ERICA was an influential figure in second-wave feminism in the 1970s, has over a half-dozen awards, including the United Nations Award for Excellence in Literature.
Okay.
Oh yeah, check those DMs, baby.
How far do you want me to read through it?
Don't read it all. You're reading this cold. Yeah, you're reading this cold. You're reading everything on front of you, but you're reading this
Okay,
cold.
I'm not even looking
You
at my thing.
misunderstood that question, Daniel. You're going to read the entire thing that you were sent.
Entire thing in one go. Okay. Get ready. He looks long and lovingly at my wet vagina, saying, "A flower, a jungle flower," as he caresses one lip and then the other, tweaks my clitoris with his tongue, and lifts his head to declaim rapturously, "Someday I will paint this jungle flower, this Venus man-trap, but first I will subdue it." And he plunges into me with his iron stalk, touching my womb again and again until I weep tears of joy. He cannot stop until he has made me come 3 times, and I am quivering from my thighs to my toes, and I plead for a rest, a breather, saying, "Come, come, my love." At last he ejaculates, shuddering and growling, making the noises of a seal baying at the Arctic moon. "My slippery seal," I say, "my salty sweetheart, my kingdom of the 3 slipperies."
Oh my God.
If
First of all, that was
works,
the most beautiful.
My boss is seeing this. That was a bit. Please don't fire me.
It was a bit. Listen, we almost got Rance fired. We're not trying to get you fired, buddy. Don't worry.
Yeah, this is he did not write this. He did not have a choice in what he had to read. This is my fault. So if you have a problem, it's stupid Americans.
Fire Daniel is what he's trying to say. Fire Daniel.
Yes.
Never in my fucking life did I think that a writer was actually dumb enough to to compare it to a seal, like in all seriousness.
And we've done it twice
Slippery
now.
seal. Listen, it's a thing. Also,
It's a
Venus
thing.
Man Trap I thought was really good. Jumping back and forth lip to lip was quite a choice.
Yeah.
My slippery
Declaiming
It's an
rapturously as
artistic choice
well.
For sure.
Yeah.
I just,
We had a lot of animals in this.
yeah. I love that. At first, I was like, okay, they're just gonna do the seal analogy. No. She brought that analogy into the real world. But like, yeah, my slippery little seal.
It's not just
yeah.
a seal,
Listen,
it's a
he
seal
touched her
baying
womb,
of the
okay, you
Arctic
guys?
moon.
Bro,
That-
he said
I'll be honest, that bit was pretty tough. When I got to that bit, I thought I was going to be sick.
Oh, someone failed biology.
Yeah. That is not how the women's reproductive system works.
that's right up there with the story that was like all the way up to her
Yeah.
neck.
Oh my
Like
God.
what?
The cockaliki soup went right up past the lungs and heart.
The cockawee. Oh shit! Oh no!
my God.
Oh my god!
Somebody just sew my legs together. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I
hate this. I hate this.
Thank you for
so
being a good
much.
sport, Staples. That was quite good and
No
an
worries.
excellent reading, I must add. Yeah.
what
Thank you
is
very
the
much.
kingdom of three slipperies though, guys?
It's a good question.
As a woman,
As a woman,
I have no fucking clue. That was horrible.
Goodness,
Oh my
it's
God.
rough.
it is, and this is an award-winning author. She is highly regarded.
Is it like
And
I feel like it's kind of clinical, like the three, what did you say, the three slipperies?
The
Maybe
three
it's
slipperies.
like
Yes.
maybe it's like the
I mean,
So
if we
maybe-
need
outer
a
lips,
reminder,
the inner
Like the whole
lips,
taco?
and the opening, and then all the way up to the
Whole taco.
womb.
All
in case
the
we need a
way.
reminder, it's Salty Sweetheart, Kingdom of the Three Slipperies. That's what it is. Not
That
before
sounds
saying
like
My Slippery Seal.
a high fantasy novel to me.
It does. That is a kingdom right there.
That sounds like a
Every
Harry Potter
single-
book, if we're being honest.
Fuck.
Oh, good
Harry
lord.
Potter in the kingdom
Every
of
single
three
episode, I get
slipperies.
angrier and angrier because these bitches have been. These people have fucking
They're so
won
good, though.
awards. They've won awards, and we're out here on like the querying
Listen,
True.
tell me,
front
once you're
lines,
like in,
ready to take a fucking bullet.
once you're like in on maybe your second or third book that's being traditionally published, wouldn't you like push the boundaries a little bit just to see what you could get away with?
See what the
Like,
editor would. Yeah.
how many slipperies would you try to slip into that book? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, at least four. You're right.
Absolutely. It's like, who are you to tell me what to put in?
You're just trying to find the
my
line at that point. You know.
Harry Potter in the Kingdom of the Three Slipperies.
I hate that. It's awful.
Fuck. All right. Sorry. We're getting off the rails here, guys. So guys, it is time for a proud tradition on our show, and this is the 1 second pitch. So Staples, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have exactly 1 second to lie, threaten, cheat,
No pressure.
seduce the audience into buying your book, and then we'll give you
Okay.
a full stuck in a lift pitch later, and go from there.
Yeah, since
So-
we read The Case of the Giant Carnivorous Worm, let's pitch that book today.
Okay.
All right, you ready? You ready? Here we go. I'm gonna count
When
you
does
in.
my second start? Okay. If you like big worms, you should buy my book.
Hey, if you like,
There you go.
I like big worms, and I cannot lie.
And I cannot lie. You otherwise can't deny. When a girl wants to with an angry voice.
And the big round worm in your face, you get
Oh no.
chomp.
You ruined it. You ruined it.
Chomp.
Oh
you
shit!
get swallowed.
I hate
Uh,
you.
Get taken to Pound Town. All right. So,
You get taken to Pound Town.
Pound land,
Land,
for
mate.
fuck's sake. It's pound. You've been corrected 17 fucking times over the last 90 minutes.
do you think that the carnivorous worm circled? Because he circled a lot of times in figure eights around town. Do you think he
Oh, God.
Pound Town?
He went from he went from lip to lip.
In the Kingdom of the Three Slipperies.
And that's where The Outsider hails from.
The Case of the Three Slipperies, the next book in the Pendleton Case series.
If we don't get a shout out in book 3, swear to God.
Oh, shit. I'm
So, time for the lift pitch, you guys?
All right, give us the stuck in the lift pitch, baby. Give us the full elevator pitch of your story.
Okay. So I always struggle with these, even though I do a podcast literally about this. But elevator pitch for Case of Giant Carnivorous Worm, if you're a big fan of detective stories and also lots of horror and violence, but also lots of fun comedy as well. It's not too scary, don't worry. And you like some light romance elements as well, and maybe stronger ones going forward. There's a great cover, as we just saw, all the spicy video watchers out there. And yeah, if you like all that stuff, then give it a go. It's a very quick read. A lot of people read it in one go. So if you're looking for something to read in one go, maybe get out of your reading slump.
Like
give it a go.
2.5, 3 hours is what it took me, I think.
Yeah, about that. It's sort of like an afternoon. Bash it out. Job done.
Bash it out. Yeah.
It's basically a
Bang it
Marvel
out.
movie, you guys.
That's what she said.
You know?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Sorry, not sorry.
All right, so Dina,
That's the one.
give us your parting thoughts and shots on
Final
this
thoughts,
book.
Dina? Final thoughts? Final
Final
thoughts?
thoughts, Dina?
It's not scary. Don't let anybody fool you. It doesn't need to go in the freezer. And you're going to have a great time. You're going to look up after saying that you're going to read one page and you'll have already been over halfway through the book. Lots of really funny, like actual laugh out loud moments, which is really hard to do in literature. So pick up a copy.
Absolutely. And you have to understand, like, Staples, like, Sean isn't a huge reader. We've been getting him in this last year. He's been getting a lot of books in his collection. And so it's not often, and it's nothing against other authors. It's just he takes more time and, is not the same, reading background. He's always been a media guy. So I was super excited when I heard that he finished this book. So Sean, give us some of your thoughts on it, man.
Well,
You dick.
I absolutely loved it. And I love that it's not super long because it didn't seem intimidating to start it. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the big things I struggle with as a reader who isn't like an avid reader. Like if I'm intimidated by the size of the story to begin with, like I'm probably not gonna start it. But I finished this in one sitting. And yeah, I know you want to say that's what she said. Just fucking do it.
That's what she said.
Seriously though, I fucking loved it. It's exactly my type of humor. Like I was hooked within the first, I would say halfway through the second chapter. I knew I was going to finish the whole thing in one sitting. So great job, dude. I loved the book and I am going to read the second one next. So, but it's jumped up my TBR by quite a bit. Like normally I try to go through them in order of guest appearance on the show, but, I really enjoyed the first book and I wanted to have read it before we talked to you today. And I'm glad I did. So,
and the second book on that list is The Mystery of the Mutant Water Devils. You guys can check those out, all available on Amazon. And guys, seriously, this book was so much fun. I mean, from the get-go, like we joke around and I know the old adage is don't judge a book by its cover, but guys, judge this freaking book by its cover because the cover's amazing. The writing's even better. I mean, it is just fun, witty dialogue. It's got realism, it's got grit, it's got absurdity. It's a full package. It's a quick read. I mean, this whole series is amazing, and I mean, huge props because everything from how it is, edited, put together. I mean, it is just a professional freaking book, and I cannot recommend this enough, man. I loved it, and like Sean, I can't wait to dive into book 2 and keep this train going, man. So thank you.
Well, yeah, thank you. So I'm speechless, to be honest. Thank you all so much for reading it. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. That means so much to me. And no idea.
Oh, awesome, man. Hey, and listen, like I said, it's our pleasure. And guys, you can all, if you liked him on this episode, you can check out his podcast, Stuck in a Lift. I mean, man, it is he talks video games. He has on a lot of our favorite guys in the writing community. And I mean, it's a just absolute blast. And he's got that very soothing narration voice, man. That's the hill that I'm going to die on, guys.
Do your own audiobook.
Exactly.
For real.
Exactly.
Do your own audiobook.
We are starting the petition right here.
dude, I have listened to every episode of Stuck in a Lift, and it's a great series if you're into gaming. Like they've talked about some of the most iconic franchises in video game history, and I can't wait to see what titles you guys have planned in the future.
Yeah, hey, Staples, bring me on for Fable, baby. I'll be your Fable guy. All right.
Sounds good. Absolutely.
I play Fable the right way, which is just
it's pronounced Fable.
Fable.
Fable. Yeah.
Fable.
But yeah, so guys, this was so much fun. Again, be ready to check out Scourge of Elders, which is coming out August 18th. Put these on the TBR pile. Leave reviews. Help our guy out, man. And this is gonna be a lot of fun. But on top of all of these books, and on top of the podcast, Staples, buddy, you've got a game coming out?
Yeah. So I sort of talk about it a little bit on Twitter and on the podcast as well. I'm part of a team called, currently we're called Playthrough Games. We're getting rebranded very soon, so I prepare for that. And we're working on, our game is called Grid Force Mask of the Goddess. I've been working on it for about 4.5 months, but I'm going to say 5 months at this stage. And it's coming out very soon, also in August, a week before my new book comes out. And yeah, that's been incredible. This is my first title that I'm going to be shipping. It's kind of what got me into doing the podcast as well, is it kind of made me fall in love with games again, as being able to make them. But yeah, the best thing to do with that is we just need wish lists on Steam. We love them. I work in like community management and marketing for the game.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, we'll be checking that out.
There's a demo available on Steam, so if you want to check it out, we'll put a link in the description.
Awesome, man. Dean, are you going to play this with us?
Are we going to have a game night, guys?
Yeah, let's have a fucking game night for our boy
Is
Staples,
it a PC game? I don't game. I don't know.
It's a PC game.
Staples,
yeah.
is it okay.
You can also, as of the other day, get it on Xbox now. These are demos available on Xbox One and Series X.
Hey,
as well.
that's awesome. I'll put links for both down
Have
below.
a game night. Let's have a game night.
Awesome.
You guys can like make fun of me while I try to figure out where everything.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm 1,000% in. No, 100% in. I'm down.
We can live stream
do,
it
like,
for promo.
Twitch for the first time. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, let's do like a promo for him.
Done deal. All right,
I'm
guys.
Gonna
This
suck
has
so
been
bad.
That's what she said.
Damn it, Daniel.
Oh, buddy. All right, guys. This has been another amazing episode of the Don't Make It Weird podcast. Huge shout out to our guest Staples, man. Tell everyone where they can find you.
So, yep, you can find me over on Twitter. That's at MRTE Staples. If you want to follow me on there, you can see all the things I'm doing. And that's the main way to contact me. And also, should I say any other things you should listen to, or is this not the time?
Everything.
Absolutely. This is your moment. This is your moment, buddy. Put it all in.
Okay, so yeah, Twitter at MRT Staples. Please do follow me over on there. I tweet way too often. You can also listen to the Stuck in a Lift podcast. It is bi-weekly over on any podcaster of your choosing. I think it's on basically all of them now, which is really good. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And you can find my current 2 books that are out there over on Amazon, where you can get them, and the third one is on the way. I'm going to aim to put that in as many places as possible so people aren't restricted. Maybe there'll be an audiobook or something on the way. And that'll be coming out, like I said, August 18th. But always, the Twitter is the best place to keep an eye on everything, because I'm always keeping updated on there. Thank you very much.
Awesome, man. Yeah, can't wait to check all that out. Can't wait to get book 3 here, man. Dina, where can the folks find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DINASAURUS D. That's D like D's nuts.
And producer Sean, where can the folks find you, buddy?
You can find me on Twitter at Chase Holdu.
What you eating tonight?
Bro, it's 1:50.
Were you gonna call him Hank? Why did I feel like you were gonna call him Hank?
I'm Hank now.
I don't think that was, but I kind of want to now. Yeah.
Listen, whenever we have someone from Europe on the show, we have to film like way earlier than normal, and Daniel doesn't understand that. Yeah, maybe it's like dinner time for him, but for me, it's lunchtime. So he's like,
So you
What
can
do you
still
mean?
eat
I just want to
lunch.
know what you're putting in your face, man.
I'm having a liquid lunch, man. This is my 6th beer in the last 2 hours. All right.
I should really catch up.
Yeah, you
only
gotta
had
catch
2.
up. Yeah, that's good. All right, and you guys can find me on Twitter at Dan Q Writes Thing. That's Dan Q Writes
It's
Thing.
Dan U
singular.
writes thing. Q doesn't
Dan
exist
U.
anymore.
Q doesn't exist
Danu.
anymore. Danu.
Dankeschön.
Danu.
All right, guys, thank you all for checking us out. Can't wait to see you all next week. Jazz hands.
Don't Make It Weird, hosted by Daniel Quigley and DINASAURUS. Produced and edited by me, Sean Holden. Theme music by Amaria. You can find the video version of this show on our YouTube channel or the audio-only version wherever you download your podcasts. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe. It's free to you and it helps us out a ton. Have a message for Dina or Daniel? Leave us a voicemail at 347-69-WEIRD and we'll listen to it on a future episode. Thanks for making it weird with us, and we'll see you next time.